Hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Fun Fans Podcast. I'm your host, James Dillard. With me, as always, is my co-host, Bailey Jackson. How you doing, Bailey?
I'm good, James. Hope you are, and glad to have special guest Nick Clayton on here tonight from the Clemson Tiger baseball team.
Super special guest. We're going to talk to him. We're going to get to some highlights from this past weekend with, speaking of baseball and ACC softball. We're going to talk how those teams are moving to the postseason. We're going to throw in some other spring sports as well. We have one huge announcement, a huge announcement, and a couple of teasers, and we're going to give away a tumbler and a koozie today. But before we get started, the Fun Fans are a proud part of the Fanboys Fangirls Sports Podcasting Network. If you're a true sports fan, the Fanboys Fangirls is perfect for you. Find various nationwide podcasts and other sports media at thefanboys.com and all forms of social media. The Fun Fans is the official podcast for Clemson fans. And where is our official place to eat, mate?
Reuben's Food, Sports, Spirits, and Catering. The best wings around with 2 locations in the upstate, 1083 Batesville Road in Greer and 11028 Anderson Road in Piedmont. You can find them at reubenski.com. And it's simply a great place to eat for all sports fans. And there it is right there on your screen, everybody. Trust me, the wings are delicious. We are excited, James, to have I'll call him a friend of mine.
He's a friend of yours.
From York, South Carolina, redshirt junior right-hand pitcher. He's 6'4", 215, Mr. Nick Clayton. Nick currently is 5th in the ACC and ERA at 3.10. His opponent's batting average is .190, which is low. And he averages twice as many strikeouts as he does walks. So welcome to the show, Nick.
What's up, guys? Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, and Nick's just a really nice guy, James. Even though he's a York Cougar, we will not hold that against him. So, Nick, tell me a little bit about – I'm going to skip around, James. How did you were you a Clemson fan growing up?
Diehard Clemson fan, yeah. It's kind of funny that my family, mostly Gamecock fans too, but so during the recruiting process, I got pulled both ways, and if it was up to me, I would have stuck with one way. But yeah, happy everything worked out.
Yeah, I mean, their family, so you really can't hold that against them.
Some people need saved.
They have time to get out of that funk they're in and come over to the good side. So, all right, we all know the baseball team maybe started a little bit slower than everybody wanted to, but tell us what's your analysis of the turnaround recently? You've only lost one conference game since April 18th. What's the turnaround in Coach Bakic's first year?
Just guys sticking to it. It was really rough early on. Kind of had the injury bug. Things didn't go our way some games. We'd lose games late. But, I mean, there was always the believability that we could turn it around. And I think you've kind of seen it the last couple of weeks is even the games, like, late when it's close, it's just like, all right, we've been there but done that. So it's kind of just another Friday or Saturday, Sunday, the way Coach Backett says it.
Well, I tell you, man, I would love to see you guys play Central Florida again. I know that would probably motivate you guys after they swept Clemson at Clemson and then decided they were going to run down the hill, which is pretty sacred ground. So what's your favorite part of being a baseball player at Clemson?
I mean, where do you even start, honestly? Just the entire environment around the school and around the baseball program especially. It's second to none. You got the best fans in the country, one of the best facilities, best stadium. You really just can't beat it overall. But, I mean, there's nothing like playing Friday nights at DKS, Sunday big games, going for a series win, playing in the ACC. I mean, you can't beat it.
Right. I mean, and you said that about the baseball program, but it's kind of like it's about the athletic department too at Clemson. Yeah. And we've talked to several athletes on here. We talked to football players. Obviously, we talked to a cheerleader, and we talked to the cheer coach. And it's just everybody says the same thing, and we already know it because we're Clemson guys. We already know how special it is over there. What's your pregame routine, or are you superstitious? Do you do anything every game?
Yeah, I hate to say I'm superstitious, but in terms of pregame routine, it's kind of just the same for everybody. Get to the field about 4 hours before, eat with the team, do a couple stretches, and then we take batting practice, and then the pitchers go do our thing. But in terms of superstition, I have these two things I do. I don't button the top two buttons. I roll my pants up twice. I have a special pair of socks that I wear for the games.
I got you. I hope you wash them.
I was going to say, do you wash them clean?
He throws them in the
socks.
laundry.
Yeah.
So what's your best pitch, you think?
This year, just the fastball. Going from last year to this year with the new pitching coach, I made a big adjustment and dropped my arm slot a little bit.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, and so got a lot more run and sink to the fastball now, and honestly, it's just been the biggest difference for me going from previous years to this year.
Right, because I watch Baltimore like every night, right here.
Big O's fan, huh?
And anybody can throw it hard, but you got to be able to make it move and go in the zone, out of the zone, all that good stuff. That's technical, James. We won't get in much deeper than that. But so, what about football season? How do you go to the football games with the guys? You hang out. What do you do?
Go to the football game with the guys. So we're lucky. Most programs don't even get Saturdays off, but I mean, most programs don't have Clemson football. And
Right.
We get the entire Saturday off, and we'll play like our weekend scrimmages Thursday, Friday, Sunday, whenever the football team's playing at home. So yeah, a lot of us will meet up around noon and hang out for the football game. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Baseball team. This was a long time ago, but there was some serious baseball tailgating going on in Lot 4 back in the day.
Yeah.
That was 15 or so years ago. But
maybe this year these guys are more mature than the ones were back then.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll go with that.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah,
and Nick, listen, the most important question of this podcast for every college age guest, or really anybody, has been,
we've just been forgetting to ask.
Can you do the gritty?
Not like the people on the internet now.
Yeah. Well, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Well,
now you are the people on the internet.
That's right.
I guess you're right about that.
Well, here's the thing, Nick. I knew that I could get my man Nick Clayton on this podcast, and you don't realize you're sitting in the same seat that some pretty big time Clemson people have sat in. So congratulations. Right. And we really appreciate you being on here. And look, let's go get the Tar Heels this weekend, and then let's go do that thing in the ACC tournament and on into the regionals.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
Hopefully we're just getting started. So,
well, keep playing well, man, and I appreciate you doing this.
Heck yeah.
Very good. Nice to meet you, Nick. Hopefully see you in person one day, and good luck the rest of the season for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right, man. See ya.
Thank you. Go Tigers. All right, I'm real hesitant to let a guest go now since I hung up on Wayne Buckingham that time. So,
all right.
Dramatic pause. Anyway, speaking of Wayne Buckingham, we are helping him with a fundraiser. You need to find this website at just Google WABsports.com. What you need to know is Tim Beret has called this event coming up the first weekend of August 4th, 5th, and 6th. Tim Beret has said that this will be a historic event because these guys, it'll be the first time these guys have been in one place at the same time, because we're talking about people like Horace Grant, Dale Davis, Levon Kirkland. He's actually going to be the guest speaker at the gala. Michael Dean Perry, Coach Ford, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on. So reach out to me and or Bailey. Find the Fun Fans social media for information, for tickets or sponsorship information. We can help you get hooked up with this weekend. Information is at this website, and we will post the links when we post our podcast. So we've talked a little bit of baseball already, Bailey. That was good. That was nice of him to come on. He said he just graduated, I think he said that
Yeah.
before we actually got on. So congratulations.
Nick's
to him.
great, man. He's a pretty good golfer too, honestly.
I remember that's what you told me.
We have a big time. He plays in our group when he's home in the summer, and everybody we like playing with him, and he's pretty good golfer. I don't know if he's quite good enough to beat me on a consistent basis, but he's okay. Hey, the baseball team have won 6 straight series in ACC play. They just swept Virginia Tech this past weekend, and
hot
as a match.
Hot.
They have only lost twice since April the 18th, and one of those was a conference game. The other one was at Georgia midweek game. They are ranked number 6 in the country by perfect game, number 7 by Baseball America, and they are the number 8 ranked team in RPI, and we know how important that is. Strength of schedule and all that good stuff. And I could go on and on and on and on and on, but they're really hot right now. And it's a good time of year to be hot. And Nick, honestly, is a huge part of that. He's 4-0. He pitched well this weekend at Virginia Tech. And he does have a lot of late movement in his fastball. And it's like you see a lot of guys now pitching in the big leagues. It moves late. Softball's a different story. They kind of had a little slide at the end of the year, didn't they, James?
Yeah, a little bit. Just one more thing about baseball, make sure I'm clear. Last regular season is this weekend. Then they've got ACC, and they're predicted to host a regional.
Yeah, they're going to host a regional more than likely, unless they just get swept.
That's early to mid-June before you get into the NCAA stuff, right?
Yeah, and I mean, then I read today that they're like, if they won that regional, they would probably have a chance to host a super regional, which, look, we're going back to the good old days now of Clemson baseball, where you were hosting a regional every year and you had a chance to make it to Omaha every year.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Now, the softball team got the number 16 seed overall, which is great for the program. It's still very young, and they've won 40-plus games, and they did, the ACC's good, and they lost to Duke. They were actually no-hit in the ACC tournament. But the number 16 team is matched up with the number 1 team, Oklahoma. So if you win your regional, and Auburn's in our regional too, so that's going to be a challenge.
Right.
You get to go play the number 1 team who's lost 1 time, I think, in the last year. So
and that's if they get
that's
through
the super regional.
Yeah, the super and they've been doing well. Maybe they'll kind of, I don't want to say bounce back, but kind of get back to the way.
Well, they're still a national power. I mean, it is what it is.
For sure. And Valerie Cagle has gotten multiple awards, recognition, I guess, in the past couple of days. ACC Player of the Year, one of the it's not All-American, but there's some national award that she's gotten. So that's been awesome. And we look forward to them doing really well in the postseason. The Lady Tiger golf team, still rocking and rolling, I think, in that 30-team tournament, maybe. I should have checked if that thing was done or not. But what we do know is that the Clemson men's track, we hadn't talked track and field all season, and doggone it, the men's didn't go and win the ACC championship. So that was
and I
cool.
Can't remember the last time they won it. I read that online, and I did not make that note. But congratulations to the Clemson men's track and field program, ACC champs. And I know who else is a champ.
Who else is a champ? Guess, you know what? Speaking of the champ, you won't guess where J-Do is right now.
Where is he?
You seen where he's in Brazil.
Wow.
Holy cow. Yeah, but anyway, J-Do, besides being in Brazil, MC, entertainer, entrepreneur, pep rallies, corporate events, game shows, fundraisers, galas, etc. Just put that man on the mic and let him liven up the party. Not only is J-Do a friend of mine, I've seen him work, and you and your organization will not be disappointed anytime you add J-Do to your function. You can find him at itsjdo.com and on all forms of social media at itsjdo. Now, something else that recently come out, speaking of sports, new sports, young sports, this is a female sport. Season tickets are now available for the new gymnastics team. Did you see that?
I
don't even know what time of year they perform. Compete.
I do not know, James, but I know a young lady in Clover that is about 9 or 10 years old. Yeah. And when she talked to Katie at a football game, she fussed at me one time because Clover High School did not have a gymnastics team. and she was doing all she could to get a gymnastics team at Clemson University, and I'm pretty sure it worked.
Very good.
So she's excited about that, and I am sure she will one day be a future Tiger gymnast.
Tiger tumbler. Is that what they'll call them?
I don't know what they call it. Well, there's a lot of other things besides tumbling.
We'll have to keep up with that for sure. But there was a big last Wednesday. We were here on Wednesday. Just FYI, we're coming back on Sundays. We have a big announcement about that. But we were here last Wednesday talking about big things happening over the weekend, and it was the Kentucky Derby. Bailey, what was the big event this weekend?
The XFL Championship was Saturday, and the League of Opportunity, as it has been dubbed on Twitter.
Yes.
And the Arlington Renegades defeated the DC Defenders 35-26 in front of 1.43 million viewers on television and 22,000 in the Alamo Dome. Now,
hey,
hold up.
Let's hear it.
I didn't watch a single XFL game, okay? And I'm not knocking them because those guys get to play. Like Nick Skiba that's been on this program, he is kicking in the USFL for the New Jersey Generals. That's great.
Right.
I'm not knocking it. But when you finish 4-6, or 4-4, actually, Arlington finished 4. No, they might have finished 2-6 if this is their overall record at the end of the season. They finished 4-6. They won one playoff game, and then they were in the championship, which they won, and they beat DC that was undefeated. 4-6.
They just
XFL
don't have their
champions.
They just don't have their divisions, hashed out just yet. It was a turnaround season, the ultimate turnaround season.
Well, I'm going to tell you. You remember the original XFL several years ago?
Yes.
And that was a whole thing through WWE and Vince McMahon. They did that. And then originally, way back when in the 80s, the USFL started with people like Donald Trump owning a team, Steve Spurrier coaching in the league, players like Herschel Walker, Steve Young. They all started, and there was all this antitrust legislation from the NFL, USFL. It was just this big court battle because they were competing now. Well, these leagues, they're not trying to compete because they are second-tier leagues, and this like minor leagues for football, which is what they need, I think. And these guys will have an opportunity if they play well. So that's great.
I watched a little bit throughout the season, literally probably not even a whole game, but I did watch a quarter and a half of this championship game, but then I had to leave. We were at my in-laws for Mother's Day Saturday, and we had to drive back home. And those cats can play. You can tell that it is professional football, or super, super top tier. You can tell it's a level above, college play. Those guys are good.
Bob Stoops is the coach of Arlington.
Right. So they're legit, and it's just they're guys that were on some NFL rosters for a minute, got cut or something. So they're right there with everything else, and people love football so much. The fact that it's in the spring or winter, basically, I think eventually if they just keep at it, it'll grow because it was
motivated. They're motivated because they're trying to be seen. It's a proving ground, and that makes it more interesting to me. Even though I was busy Saturday and did not get to watch it, I was not one of the 1.43 million viewers. But, hey, good for those guys.
Yeah, definitely fun to watch. And it's all about making money, which we're just going to tease this topic because we'll get into this a little later on. We might let it kind of hash out a little more before we discuss it here on the show. But a hot topic right now that's literally all about money is the Clemson, not just Clemson, the ACC athletic directors, and I think some head coaches having it looks like their coaches clinic or something, Bailey, down there in Miami. And
it's the annual meetings.
The annual meetings. So they're talking lots of stuff, revenue stuff.
We can have a full report by Sunday.
Yeah, we will get on that. So just a little teaser on that one, but we are aware that that's definitely a huge topic that a lot of people are talking about. So, but speaking of other huge topics, it's time for our giveaway from our friends at
Diamond Edge Products And I'm happy to say I talked to Jalen today at Diamond Edge Products.
All
These
right.
guys have mastered a diamond laser engraving process, and they can put almost any design on items such as license plates, yard signs, tumblers, water bottles, and much more. For a high-quality, forever lasting, custom engraved product, check out Diamond Etched Products at diamondetchedproducts.com. To order or ask questions or anything in general about Diamond Edge Products, email Jalen, Jaylin, at diamondedgeproducts.com. And now it's time for the giveaway. Drum
Time
roll,
for the
please.
winners. And yeah, you can buy your own here. We post a link to our
On the merch
store to get your own. But I'm not forgetting the drum roll this time. I got it right here. It's coming.
We're giving away two tonight.
This week, giving away two. So the winners. Oh, that was over. Oh, there we go. There's that again. All right. This week's tumbler goes to Susan Jackson. I think we know her.
I know her. Mom, you did it.
AKA Bailey's mom, and Brandon Moody. So we'll get those out or hopefully Bailey. I think you might pick up one for your mom.
I think I can walk it next door. Yes, that would be great. And congratulations, Brandon Moody. Thank you for your
congratulations.
Support.
That's right. So how can you win? We draw from anyone that shares any of our shows on social media. So just share this show or any other show on any form of social media, and your name will be entered in the drawing for koozie. I think I've given away more tumblers than koozies, so we might lean towards some koozies. Might have to send Nick a koozie. But anyway, you can get one for yourself. All right. Hey, that's awesome. Reach out to us about Wayne Buckingham's fundraiser. Those links will be posted. The link to the merch store will be posted. We are coming back Sunday, getting back on our normal schedule. And, summer might be a little bit here and there, but this coming Sunday, this is I need another drum roll because this is a huge announcement. This coming Sunday, our show, the Fun Fans Podcast, will debut on WSBN TV. All right. You can go to WSBN.com or you can download the Boxcast app on your smart TV or Roku device, and we will be on channel. There's no T in channel.
Never has been.
Channel 24. So we are super excited about being a part of the World Sports Broadcasting Network. Literal millions of viewers on the Boxcast app and the WSBN network. So we're excited to be a part in our first pending once again, I'm the producer, director, host, pending technical difficulties that I don't mess anything up. That will happen. So we're extremely excited about that. And we got to have, and I'm putting myself on the spot right here. Might have to reach out to Wayne. We need to get Woody Danzler back on here because he just got recognized South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame. It could be the guests of all guests. We might have two guests Sunday. If we're going to debut on TV, we need to do something up really, really well. But this show was great. Bailey, I appreciate you getting Nick on there. Nick, hopefully you're still listening. Appreciate you being on here. Good luck to the Tigers. Made a huge announcement. Get that Boxcast app. And thanks again for checking us out each and every week. Be sure you like, follow, subscribe, especially our YouTube page. We're going to get through the summer, and football season is right around the corner. Man, I can't wait.
Won't be long. When it starts to get hot, that's when I start thinking about football because it's so hot early in the season.
Yeah, and see this outdoor studio is a little warm today, so
it is.
I might be somewhere else. Yeah, they got a little humid. So, but we're extremely excited about what we're doing here. We're extremely excited about Clemson athletics, and we do appreciate all of our sponsors and all of our listeners on behalf of the Fun Fans Podcast and J Thrill Entertainment, the Fanboys Fangirls Podcast Network, and Bailey Jackson.
Hey, Nick Clayton, go do your thing. Tigers, go Tigers. Let's keep it rolling. And I am glad I was here tonight, James. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.